بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أجمعين. Today we are going to talk about the anatomy of the normal anatomy of the tracheobronchial tree. Okay, so this is the trachea and it is a midline structure. When it goes downward, it will divide into right and left main bronchi. Before its division, just before its division, we have to go look at its right side. We will find the apical posterior segment of the right upper lobe. So this small one is the apical posterior segment of the right upper lobe. When we go downward little bit, so we will find it communicating with the upper lobar bronchus, which is this upper lobar bronchus, and this upper lobar bronchus will give backward one, which is the posterior segment, and anterior one, which is the anterior segment of the right upper lobe. So this is right upper lobar bronchus, anterior and posterior segments, and this is the apical posterior segment upward here. Okay, when we go downward after finishing the upper lobar bronchus, we'll find this is a bronchus intermedius. Okay, bronchus intermedius will give the anatomy of the, or give of right to the middle lobar and lower lobar bronchial tree. Okay, so when we go down, the first branch going posteriorly like this is the apical segment of the right lower lobe. So this is apical segment of right lower lobe. When we go downward, it will divide into middle lobar segment and lower lobar segment. Okay, this is the lower lobar. Let's continue with it. Okay, we'll find one small branch which is going medially. This is the medial cardiac segment that will go behind the heart here, and then this is lower lobar bronchus will divide into three branches, which is anterior right branch of right lower lobe and posterior as well. This is the posterior, and this is the lateral segmental bronchial tree of the lower lobe. So we finished now the lower lobar bronchus, and we go with middle lobe bronchus. Middle lobe bronchus will divide into two branches, which is the medial segment and lateral segment. When to go, so this is lateral segment going laterally like this, and this medial segment going medially to paracardiac region. So now we have finished the anatomy of the right bronchial tree of the right line. Okay, so we have to go upward again until the trachea is seen, and we have to go down. When we go down with the trachea, just before it bifurcates into right and left main bronchi, we'll look at its left side. We'll find the apical posterior segment of the right left upper lobe. This apical posterior segment will communicate down with the upper lobar bronchus. So this is upper lobar bronchus here. Upper lobar bronchus will give apical posterior segment, which is going upward like this, and will divide upward into a posterior segment, which is this one, and this is the apical segment, and it goes down, will communicate with the anterior segment. This is the anterior segment of the right upper lobe. Okay, it will go anterior like this. Okay, when we go a little bit downward, we'll find this is the lingula. Lingula will divide into two segments, which is the superior segment, which is going laterally like in this way, and inferior segment, which is going at the left paracardiac region at this way. So we finished now the upper lobar bronchus. When we go backward, and this is the lower lobar bronchus, the first branch which is going backward like this one, this is the apical segment of the left lower lobe, and then the remaining of the lower lobar bronchi will arise from here. It will go anterior segment going anteriorly like this, and this is the lateral segment, and this is the posterior segment. Let's take notice that there is no medial segment at this lower lobe. So we finished now the anatomy of the tracheobronchial tree. Let's have a look again on both sides together. Okay, so we go upward like this one. So this is the trachea. Okay, when it goes down, bifurcates to the right and left main bronchi, we'll look on the right and left side. We'll find this is the apical segment of the right upper lobe, and this is the apical posterior segment of the left upper lobe together at this level, and then we'll go down. We'll find the anterior segment of the right upper lobe and posterior segment of the right upper lobe. And when we go at the left side, we will find the anterior segment of the left upper lobe at the same level. And then we will go down, we will find this is the lingula. Okay, lingula here is a little bit higher than the middle lobar bronchus. Okay, so this lingula will divide into lateral segment, superior segment, and inferior segments. Okay, and this is the middle lobar bronchus here, which is divided into lateral and medial segments. Okay, so the first branch of the lower lobar bronchial tree is the apical segments. This is the apical segment on both sides. This apical segment left lower lobe, this apical segment right lower lobe, and then we'll go down. This is lower lobar bronchus, this is lower lobar bronchus here. Lower lobar bronchus here will give small branch, which is the medial cardiac segment. There is no equivalent segment here, but we'll find that this is anterior segment and this is lateral and posterior segments of the right lower lobe. There is equivalent to it there. We'll find this is the anterior segment and this is the posterior segment and this is lateral segments of the left lower lobe. This is the now we finish the normal anatomy of the left of the bronchial of the lung.